so you can play. MiniWarGaming's Beat Map Batrep.
Welcome back to Beat Map Batrep. This is an Eldar Dark Eldar vs Tyranids battle report going into Eldar's turn 4. Does he regroup? Yes, he does, which means he moves 3 inches but cannot run nor assault and can only fire snapshots. So it's not that great. Still gets to use his psychic powers though. Do these guys regroup? Yes, they do, which is the same thing. They can only move 3 inches and cannot run nor assault and only fire snapshots. So it basically shuts them down for a round. Casts Fortune on himself and fails it, and then casts Fortune on himself again and makes it. Only rolling 2 dice because of Shadow and the Warp. 2 Fire Prisms are like, hey, we're still going to support our buddies here. The Avengers are like, yep, we're going to do that too, even though there's hardly any of us left, and we're most likely dead. But they move out of the 6-inch range of the Doom Mountai because, hey, why would they want to try to do that? Direct hit, Strength 9, he does wound, and a 3+ is saved. That would have insta-killed him, but does not. Then fires his other weapon as well, which does not manage to wound either. Fire Prism then fires at the Death Leaper, really wanting to get that 3 leadership back. And actually does get a direct hit. He hits, and I get a 2+ cover because he has Stealth, Shrouded, and he was in a 5+ cover because of the Fire Blood, I believe, or because he was shooting through guys. Either way, he had a 2+ cover. Then firing snapshots into the warriors does not hit. These guys are not firing snapshots because they were not running. And they do manage to inflict a wound or to kill one of the warriors. And then the support thing fires and misses, or the weapon platform thing, only firing on 6s, unfortunately. Tyranids, turn 4. The Gene Sealers and Broodlord move up, trying to get over that cover so they don't charge through it, and they did manage that. Trying to cast Warp Speed on myself. I do manage to get +2 to my initiative and attacks, so that Broodlord is now at initiative 9 and 6 attack space. Then the Warriors move up through difficult terrain, getting ready to engage the Avengers. The Hive Guard move up, trying to chase down that Fire Prism. They're still a little out of range. Death Leaper takes Dangerous Terrain roll, and he's fine. And then he moves up into more cover. The Warriors take Dangerous Terrain. One of them fails it, but then makes his armor save, so they're fine. Then they move up through the difficult terrain, trying to provide all the fire support that they can. The Shrikes then jump forward with their wings to engage the Guardians in the back. Unfortunately, one of them does not get past the difficult terrain. Doom and Mountai is within range. They had to make a leadership test, but they did pass it, so they're fine. Then opening fire on Eldrad and his group. Eldrad, of course, taking the majority of those hits with a 3+ reroll, and he's fine. The Hive Guard then fire into Eldrad and his group, hitting 5 times and wounding 4 times, but he gets a 3+ reroll, and he makes it, so he sucks up all those shots. Warriors then fire into these guys right here, scattering the Venom Cannon off. Unfortunately, does not manage to do any wounds. Or maybe that was 1 wound. Either way, inflicting a lot of wounds and killing only 1 guy because of the cover. Fire the Psychic Attack. It still managed to hit the Prism in front. Do get a penetrating hit, and then I explode it. So the Doom Mountai makes a Psychic roll, gets it in there with a Strength 8. I get a kill. I do lose D3 wounds, so I lose 1 of my wounds, but that's okay. Down to 7. I think that is just fine. And this is really sealing the deal for the Eldar. Unfortunately, they're just crumbling at this point. The Warriors then attempting to charge. They do manage to get in there. He did Overwatch, of course, but failed to do anything of significance to the Warriors. Then these guys, jumping into these guys, they do get to Overwatch back and do manage to kill one of the Shrikes who's down to 1 wound and who was the closest, but still managed to get in there. Will be initiative 1, but that's not really a problem. Then charging in, he gets his Overwatch and doesn't manage to do anything. I then charge 8 inches. Do have Fleet, could have re-rolled, so definitely going to get in there. And that's probably going to be the end of Eldrad and his little group, but we shall see. I issue a challenge to Eldrad, and he accepts the Broodlord against him. He has Warp Speed on him right now. And then the rest of the Witches against the Gene Stealers. So we're doing the Witches and the Gene Stealers first, so he gets this many attacks. We're striking at the same time, but just letting him do his attacks first. Does manage to kill 2 Gene Stealers, who still get to attack back. 3 attacks each, hitting on 3s. Not re-rolling 1s, they don't have Scything Talons, and then they've got Poison, and they can just wipe out that group, no problem. That's another kill for me, I'm up to 6. The Broodlord goes first, and I actually don't do very well. He only takes 1 wound, and he gets to re-roll that. And he does fail it, so he does lose 1 wound, but that's it. With the Warp Speed and everything, that's all I do. He hits back, and he loses, and he makes his leadership. He rolls a double 1. So we pile in there, do not manage to kill Eldrad. Then his guys get to attack the Warriors and do not manage to do any, or actually manages to do 1 wound, but then the Warriors get to hit back. And they're hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and then wounding on 3s. And then he gets his 4+ save, but he loses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the last guy survives. Yes, he does. Does he run? He has to roll double 1 not to run. He does run. Does he get caught? He rolls a 3. I roll a 4. I catch him. My initiative was 1 higher than his, or there was the same initiative. Either way, I caught him, and the score is now 7-3. Now the last fight here, he gets to attack first because I went through difficult terrain, and he does actually manage to wound one of them, but doesn't kill him. The Shrikes hit back with their 4 attacks each, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, wounding on 3s, rerolling, and then he gets his saves, and he loses all of his guys, and that is another point, and that seals the deal, and he concedes 8-3.
Well, thank you for the game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Where's your other brother? Where's your brother?
He disappeared.
There he is. Okay, thank you for the game. Fortunately, that was turn 3. Eldar almost tabled, so it didn't really work out for the Eldar this time. I'll be honest. At first, I thought I was losing because you flew over me with those Dark Eldar bikes, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to handle this? And then it was handled.
Yeah, it was handled in one turn.
Yeah. So final score 8-3. He got 2 victory points plus again first blood, and then I got 8 victory points. So the only people that survived were Eldrad and one of your fire prisms. But it's okay because we're going to play another game this afternoon, so stay tuned for even more battle reports. This is Matthew for MiniWarGaming. Happy wargaming.